So a lot of guys will go out and when they spray, you'll put a control over where you don't want to, you want to actually see it in the field, so you want to see a control. I never really thought it was worthwhile because especially in a course like this, there's a natural element to it that doesn't lend itself to uniformity. So a lot of times we're not looking for a uniform playing surface. You should feel like you're in Ireland when you're here. A thing that I, more or less because there's somewhat of a confirmation bias when we try out products, we tend to engineer problems inside of our heads that we don't really have, but it seems like either you hear about it on Twitter and you're like, I think I have that too. So when you get a product, you get something new, and they're explaining what the benefits are. What I like to do is, make sure I work with everybody on how to apply it and where it should go, but I don't know the location. And then I kind of will start to evaluate, like, man, the rough on number 9 looks great. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we didn't even spray the rough on 9, and it was just normal. It might have been something else. So knowing that, having that blindness kind of gives me the opportunity to really notice if something's different, because everybody can come and tell you, we have this and it'll fix that, but if you don't have that, you don't need this.
Initially, it just started out, hey, can we use less pesticides? And researchers across the country have found, hey, you integrate Civitas into your program, and you're likely to see a reduction in pesticide use. You're also likely to see a reduction in nutrient use. We found you're also likely to see a reduction in water use. And so you wouldn't think a place like this would necessarily be interested in essentially reducing things. So it would have to be a very interesting thing to reduce. And I think what we've heard from Chris is this is a way to manage his water more efficiently, whether it's throwing less or needing less hand watering.
I kind of make a comparison to eating right. At some point, or working out, you're doing these things, and while you don't necessarily see the benefits right away, it's those things that you're doing ultimately to prepare your body to stress it just a little bit. And I think that's what Civitas Turf Defense does, is it just stresses it enough that it kind of prepares it.
When you have a product like Civitas that can bring some uniformity in look and performance to the surface, it's a big win for a place like this, because that's really what the television cameras and people want to see, is a really uniform, consistent playing surface. He wants to provide it, and people want to see it, and Civitas makes it really easy to do it.
We started to add the areas where people walk on and off to the tees, just because we were noticing that just on the off chance, again, kind of in a more experimental case, I'm like, well, I'll just spray this just on the edge, because it seems to be doing good with recovery on the tee. Maybe it'll help with some of the collar areas around the tees. And sure enough, it worked great, and they're holding in. We always are so protective of the grass and the turf, but I want people to be out here enjoying it. I don't want to have a sign that's like one practice swing only. It's be out there and enjoy it, and that's what it helps just keep it going.